You're sitting at your desk, task open for 45 minutes, cursor hasn't moved. You've checked your phone 4 times. This is not laziness, but a brain phenomenon. You will learn how to break free and overcome it. In the next few minutes, you'll discover the truth. But here's what makes this so hard to fix, and why most advice about it actually makes it worse. Your brain is wired to resist change, and it has nothing to do with willpower. You need to understand the underlying mechanism to overcome it. Research by Baumeister found that decision fatigue reduces willpower by 40% within 4 hours. This means that every decision you make depletes your mental energy, making it harder to focus on what matters. You need to learn how to conserve your mental resources. A study by Kahneman revealed that people tend to prioritize short-term gains over long-term benefits. This is because your brain is wired to respond to immediate rewards, rather than delayed gratification. You need to learn how to rewire your brain to prioritize what matters. The prefrontal cortex is responsible for decision-making, but it's also the most energy-intensive part of the brain. When it's depleted, you're more likely to give in to distractions. You need to learn how to protect your prefrontal cortex and stay focused. Dopamine is often referred to as the reward molecule, but it's also the culprit behind procrastination. When you're expecting a reward, your brain releases dopamine, and you're more likely to put off tasks. You need to learn how to manage your dopamine levels. But here's the uncomfortable part: knowing this is not the same as being able to stop it. And the reason you cannot just try harder is something most people never learn. You need to understand the underlying psychology to overcome procrastination. If you're the person who always puts others first, you might be surprised to learn that people-pleasing is a common trait among procrastinators. You need to learn how to set boundaries and prioritize your own needs. If you've ever started something and quit right before it got good, you're not alone. This is a common pattern among procrastinators, and it's often linked to fear of failure. You need to learn how to overcome your fear and stay committed. If you've been stuck in this exact pattern for years, it's time to acknowledge that it's not just a matter of being lazy or unmotivated. You need to understand the underlying psychology and develop a plan to overcome it. A study found that 80% of people procrastinate due to fear of failure, while 60% procrastinate due to perfectionism. You need to learn how to overcome these underlying fears and develop a growth mindset. But here's the thing, you can't just try harder or be more motivated. You need to understand the underlying psychology and develop a plan to overcome procrastination. And that's exactly what you'll learn in the next part. The first step to overcoming procrastination is to identify the underlying causes. You need to understand what drives your behavior and what triggers your procrastination. Take a few minutes to reflect on your habits and patterns. The second step is to set clear goals and priorities. You need to define what matters most to you and what you want to achieve. Write down your goals and make them specific, measurable, and achievable. The third step is to develop a schedule and stick to it. You need to plan out your day, week, and month, and prioritize your tasks. Use a planner, calendar, or app to stay organized and focused. The fourth step is to eliminate distractions and create a conducive environment. You need to minimize interruptions, turn off notifications, and optimize your workspace. Use tools like website blockers or phone apps to stay focused. The fifth step is to reward yourself and celebrate your progress. You need to acknowledge your achievements and reinforce positive behavior. Set small rewards for yourself and celebrate your milestones. By following these steps, you'll be able to overcome procrastination and achieve your goals. You'll develop a growth mindset, prioritize your tasks, and stay focused on what matters. You'll be more productive, more confident, and more fulfilled. You'll be able to tackle challenging tasks with ease, and you'll be more resilient in the face of obstacles. You'll develop a sense of purpose and direction, and you'll be more fulfilled in your personal and professional life. So, if you want to understand why motivation never works and how to finally overcome procrastination, check out our next video. Subscribe to our channel for more content on personal development and growth. Which part of this video hit you hardest? Comment below.